If you're a senior who's been told that lower back tightness is just part of aging, here's something surprising. Long-term mobility research on adults over 60 shows something unexpected. Nearly 72% of everyday lower back tightness may actually begin in the hips, not the spine. In one major study, Dr. Evelyn Hartman followed more than 18,000 older adults, and many of them reported moving more confidently in their daily routines after practicing a single gentle movement. This might affect you directly if you've noticed stiffness while standing, walking, or rising from a chair, because those are the exact moments when this underused hip muscle tends to stay quiet. And today, I'll show you the very movement researchers highlighted, with the final variation at the end being the one older adults said they felt the most ease from. Sometimes the real solution is hiding in the place nobody thinks to look. Over the next few minutes, you'll see why many seniors discover that back tightness has less to do with age and more to do with a quiet muscle that simply needs a gentle wake-up. You'll also learn why this movement may support confidence during everyday motion and how a simple wall in your home can become one of your most helpful tools. No strain, no big stretches, just clarity, curiosity, and a little science whispering in the background. I've spent years helping older adults use gentle mobility strategies that may support daily comfort. And I've heard the same story from so many seniors. Why does my back feel tight even when I'm not doing much? The truth is, aging changes how quickly some muscles activate, and general research suggests that when hips grow quieter, the lower back often tries to pick up the slack. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Before we begin, share something with me below. What time of day does your back tend to feel the stiffest? Morning, afternoon, or evening? This entire video centers around one gentle movement. We'll explore it from 6 different angles because many seniors find that understanding each small piece, why it matters, how it helps, and how to make it feel safe, makes the whole technique easier and far more comforting to use in daily life. It's not about doing more. It's about moving with clarity and confidence. All right, let's ease into it. We'll take our first step with a small motion. Quiet, calm, and stronger than it looks. And that gently brings us into number 6, waking up the glute to back connection, right where everyday tension often begins. Many seniors feel a steady tug or tightness in the lower back during daily movement, standing, bending, or even shifting in a chair. Aging often leads to slower activation in the muscles behind the hips. These muscles help stabilize the pelvis, and when they get quiet, the back takes on the extra load. This can leave the lower back area feeling protective and overworked, even during simple tasks. To start easing that load, place both hands on a wall. Gently glide one leg behind you a few inches. No arching, no strain. Focus on a soft, optional squeeze in the glute. Move within your comfort range and stop if anything feels uncomfortable. It's comforting when your body reminds you that support can return in the smallest of ways. And as that support begins to whisper back, another layer reveals itself. We ease into number 5. The misplaced back effort story that reveals everything. Many older adults unconsciously tighten their lower back when they move, thinking it's the safest way to stay stable. When the hips grow quieter with age, the brain often defaults to the lower back as its helper. Over time, this can make the back feel like it's doing all the work. With hands on the wall, shift weight softly onto one leg, extend the other leg back 2 or 3 inches, pause for a breath, then return. This gentle pause may encourage the hips to participate. Diane, 72, once told me she felt like her back was carrying her whole body. When she tried this supported extension, her movement was slow, almost hesitant. Then she felt it, a tiny activation in her hip. She blinked, surprised. "Oh, that feels different." It wasn't dramatic, but for her, it was the first moment she realized her back didn't have to do everything on its own. There is a kind of quiet magic in discovering help where you thought there was none. Let's follow that magic into a smaller, more revealing truth. We drift softly into number 4, the power of 1-inch movements that help your body feel safer. Many seniors believe relief requires long stretches or big effort. Popular advice often emphasizes large motions, but aging science consistently shows that smaller, repeatable movements may help muscles wake up more gently. Big ranges can feel intimidating or uncomfortable, while tiny ranges can feel safe and encouraging. Try the same wall-supported extension, but this time, move your leg back just 1 inch. Many seniors find this tiny version is enough to begin activating the right muscles. Sometimes the smallest motion speaks the loudest to the body, and that soft whisper leads us naturally to the next insight. That carries us into number 3. The quiet glute story most seniors never hear. Lower back tightness appears during walking, standing, or bending, often seemingly without cause. General research suggests that after decades of sitting, many hip muscles simply stop activating as strongly as they once did. The back takes over, stiffening, tightening, and protecting. Hands on the wall, knees soft, leg gliding back slowly. Pause, breathe, and return. Move within comfort. Martin, 79, told me his back woke up before the rest of him. When he practiced this slow extension, the room felt still. After a few repetitions, he nodded. That feels lighter. Not a cure, just a change in how his body shared the work. There's peace in realizing strength can return in gentle flashes. And with that peace, we can explore a new dimension of confidence. We arrive softly into number 2, discovering safe balance through the wall. Shifting weight can feel unsteady or risky for many seniors. Aging naturally affects balance receptors in the hips, knees, and ankles. The lower back may tighten as a protective response. With the wall supporting your balance, your back doesn't have to. The movement becomes safer, steadier, and more comforting. Balance often returns in small waves rather than grand moments. And we need one more wave to complete the picture. We slip into number 1, retraining the brain's movement pathway so the hips and back can share the work again. Many seniors use a back-dominant movement pattern without realizing it. The brain repeats familiar pathways for decades, even when they're no longer ideal. That keeps the hips quiet while the back takes over. But when this gentle wall-supported activation is repeated with patience, the brain may begin reconnecting the hips with everyday movement. Stay within comfort and stop if anything feels wrong. Evelyn, 76, practiced this each morning. After a week, she said softly, "My legs feel like they're helping again." A small change, yet it restored a sense of trust in her body. Sometimes strength returns the way morning light fills a room, quietly, steadily, beautifully. And now that the pieces fit together, one final insight brings everything home. So here's what we discovered. Lower back tightness may often begin in the hips. Small movements tend to help more than big ones, and gentle wall support can make everything feel steadier. Diane, Martin, and Evelyn each found comfort in tiny activations that helped their hips participate again. And now, the final tip ties the entire movement into something even more meaningful. Here's the key. The pause is the real accelerator. Aging mobility researchers note that when you briefly hold a gentle squeeze, half a second, no more, the brain pays extra attention. That tiny pause may encourage the hips to join your movement pattern throughout the day. Move slowly, breathe, and stay within comfort. I truly hope this simple practice may offer your body a little more comfort each time you visit it. Take good care of yourself. You matter, and your well-being matters. Before you go, let me know in the comments, what experience in your life made you say, "It's time to work on my back"?